Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I think I should be good. I had to change a bunch of settings, and I was really hoping to be able to watch chat on X. But boy, howdy, is it not liking that? It is very upset about that one. Let me see. I'm just going to be streaming some work on the Night's Light. Uh, One of my big complaints with X is the inability to pop out chat. Let's hope that I don't get a double echo here. Okay. I do not appear to be able to pop out chat on X. So if you're watching over on X, I'm very sorry. You will need to go to the new YouTube channel and chat there. I don't think I have any links in description because, once again, just like last week, I forgot that you have to ask YouTube for permission to do simple things. I'm going to say hello to everybody and get started on that. Get started on things. Once I do that, actually, I'll just sit here and do this because I see people are talking. Good. I'm glad some people found it. Skunks, thank you, and thank you for being so supportive on the live stream and on X of the game. Horizon Talker, howdy howdy. Swift Sword Rush, hello. You should be mod here as well now. Your power tripping may continue. Jamie T, hello. Couldn't get it to run in Brave. Yeah. So I'll actually play it on stream real quick. Play the game on stream. Some lunatic actually paid for the game, which is very kind and much appreciated. Let me get back over to Streamlabs here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm really hoping everything goes smoothly tomorrow, and that we have a wonderful next 4 years. Zakona, good to see you, man. I love the little space station sim that you got going on. Had to download. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think some of it is the memory issues. Oh, I see. Let's see here. Yeah, Element 26 games here. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to have any idea what's going on. All my branding still says IronAge Media. I don't have a logo for Element 26 games. The very talented guy who made this logo and who made the IronAge Media logo and the ANVIL logo and font reached out to me just a few days or like a week ago now, probably, and said, "Hey, do you need anything?" And I thought to myself, "Yes, I do." And then I didn't respond because that's a bad habit that I have. Um, just a lot of things going on. In part because I really don't know. This is something that I will put out to you guys. What with Element 26, I'm still wanting to kind of have a slightly more sci-fi friendly branding vibe, but not, still Iron Age related, obviously, but not quite so on the nose with something like Anvil. Um, I don't know what kind of logo do you think would be good and things like that. Yeah, and no rush, Sword Rush. I appreciate your thoughts there. Let's get started on things. Uh, you guys get to see the scuff firsthand. Okay, so I think one of our problems, I have this super zoomed in, so it's easier for me to read chat. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this because I already have this version downloaded because I downloaded it during the stream the other day. Yeah, I apologize. I don't think I turned on the desktop audio, did I? No, I didn't. Big brain stuff going on here. Okay. Jake Palta did the music that you're hearing right now. I was very pleased with it. I thought it was a very fun vibe. My lovely wife, Devaney, did all the art. Okay, yeah, I'm sure I know exactly what happened with the child scaring you. Okay, oh, here we go. So, got those there. I don't have links. I need to figure out how to do pop-ups. I learned how to do it, and I've lost the knowledge in the past 3 months. Yeah, I enjoy the music. It's just a couple minutes worth of tracks, but they blend together. That white flash, I don't know if you noticed that, but that white flash, I think, is related to the shaders all loading in simultaneously. And I think that's what borks the browser version. So this is just a little tutorial. It tells you what's going on. Essentially, the darkness is spread. The flames were extinguished from the hills. The holy flames upon a hill were extinguished, and now you must go and reignite them. There's a land of darkness ahead. You've got to fight the darkness creatures, and you are a lantern knight who goes about. Is this? Did I see the damage pop-ups or not? Am I crazy? So you have different. You basically have these 4 different die, and they represent different stats. And the idea with this is kind of a Christian bend on the usual RPG stats. So you have Vigor, which is a combination of strength and constitution. This is roughly based off of GURPS. Grace, which is agility and dexterity. Clarity, which is sort of like perception and intelligence. And Faith, which is a combination of wisdom and charisma, theoretically. So that's where I'm a little bit. I wondered about that because it's kind of loud to me as well. Here, we'll just do that. Okay. So, okay, I see both of these. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the stream last week, but we had to kind of rework just a little bit. It was very quick stuff, but it just couldn't be done live. And I've got a whole skeleton on this thing. It's excellent. So you can choose different moves. Right now, you can only pick one move per turn, and then it clears your dice, and you have to re-roll. Now, I'm going to be changing that. I'm also going to be making the damage pop-ups more extremely obvious. And whatnot, and then you get your shield. Then you move on down, and there you go. You get your shield right there. Get a slightly bigger dude. We're going to be mixing up the intro. Right now, everything is totally scripted. I'm hoping to actually add some genuine semi-randomness to this. So whenever I upgraded Vigor, it increased one of the sides of the die from a 2 to a 3. So I think there's a lot of like kind of background stuff that I just need to explain to people that is not obvious, because that makes Shield Bash a lot better if you could do multiple moves. But yeah, we're going to go through. I want to see all of the enemies. So he's, we got a hovering die here. We're just going to kill him before it gets back down. Which, I actually was able to do that, but it was only because Devaney did a great job separating out all the layers and provided me with that. But yeah, I tried to make she gave me kind of an idea of creepy movements and you know, sort of a possessed insect vibe. It didn't die. Yeah, Sword Rush. I've learned not to take your input on difficulty, at least for Game Jam games. RPG. Might and Grace. Yeah, okay, well there you go. Huh. Yeah, there's a little bit of... This is the one that they're talking about with the wing twitch. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with myself on that one. All right, we'll wrap it up. Uh-oh, see? This is one of the things I want to try and get rid of, which is try and prevent that from happening quite so much. Boy, we got a crummy roll here. We'll just shield bash and move on. Reroll everything. Uh-oh, did I break the game just now? I did. Oh, I broke the game. Well, this is actually excellent. So there's the thing. If you roll the dice too soon while re-rolling is going on, you can break it. You can soft lock yourself. Interesting. Okay, well, there we go. This is part of what I'm wanting to address here. On this one. There we go. Yeah, it was indeed. Boy, that seemed way louder than usual in my ear. Okay. Actually, speaking of that, let me get the desktop audio back up to something closer to what it used to be, and I'm going to start one of these. All right, can you guys let me know how loud that is? Yeah, I've got to make it so that, like, essentially you can always click on actions, but they won't do anything unless the die is ready, essentially. One person I got input from said that you should just auto roll the die. So there's another thing that I'm kind of curious about is, do you guys think that actually clicking that roll button really does anything for you? Or would you rather just like have it auto roll? Okay, so one of the key things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be ripping out... Do I have something else going on back here? Okay. I don't know why the game is, or why everything's going so slow. All right, so loud. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm fiddling around there. Okay. Auto roll is fine. Yeah, and I think that would make sense. There should be from whimsy to cyberpunk. Yeah, I know. It's what I had queued up. White bad audio. The player is allowed to roll once and do multiple actions, only using a dice. Using a dice a single time. Yeah, and then you could either roll or re-roll. I think so. So here's the general idea is I'm going to have all the dice roll at the beginning of the turn. Then you can take as many actions as you can with them, and with the option of like ending your turn early. But I'm going to make a button instead of a roll button. It's going to be like an end turn button, and that is what is going to be like, that's going to become like the button that you use for everything, I think. Yeah, and it would make certain, it would add a lot more complexity to things. But the very first thing I need to do is make a copy of the game scene and start Oh my goodness. I've made so many different action buttons. This is honestly, this is all terrifyingly bad in terms of structure. I should just have data that feeds into these things, but I like manually just copied and modified buttons because I was just trying to go fast. There's the UI. What is this? Oh, okay. The heck is the dang game? Scene. My goodness. Also had some complaints about font. I got to figure out a better font for sure. Okay, so we're actually going to save this as game old. Then we need to have player old. All right. And I've got like a bunch of goofy things. You know, naming your knight. Okay, I'm going to add that to my list of things. Of course, I didn't. I left my notebook upstairs like an idiot. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Speaking of GURPS, I have the ultralight GURPS rules that I printed them off and I looked at them whenever I was designing the system for the games. So yeah, one of the things we want here is I wonder if picking color smoke, pick the smoke color for the character. Anyway, might be something I'm going to do there. Anyway, so I don't think I said it, but we placed in the top 5. So that means that we're going to be going on to the next round of judging for the based jam that we submitted for, which is great because there's going to be some big eyes, some big characters, YouTube-wise, taking a look at it. So that'll be good. This is the game. Let me start reconfiguring things. So we just got the gliders, the lights. Horrible mess of things here. The intro message really should be its own thing. I'm going to put that under intro message. Yeah, that's where that goes. Save that as a scene also. The GURPS is enormous. Just kind of watch a quick overview is what I recommend out of it, and then go with the light rules, frankly, until you're ready to really dig into it. You've decided that you really love it. Game space is made up of a tabletop board with the dice moving. Does Godot allow for a player-controlled sprite to move like the dice? Yeah, it does. So I didn't do that because the character is in 2D space. And here's the skeleton, by the way, so you can... where is it? So you can do things like this. Oh. Yeah. And then the one that I really, like that. But I basically set up constraints. He can only do a little bit of slashing. He's not terribly dynamic. But the part that I'm proud of is I just put this node on a little path and had it move along the path, and that's how it rocks back and forth. Okay, so that's in 3D space. All right, so one of the big things we got to do is there's the vignette. That's what zooms in and out, kind of as one of the secondary transition option. I think I'm going to rename this to battle transition. Let's see here. This is more like a loading transition. Oh, hello, Oxen W. Yeah. So I think this is going to become one of the key things here is that the player is going to lose the UI. And common parents, I don't know what that means. Okay, so we are going to delete that. And the only thing we have then is the dice tray. I have no desire to mess with the dice tray really, except to reconfigure them as signals instead of global, instead of pushing data to the global numbers. But that's not even that big of a deal, I don't think. Okay, so the character is there. I'm happy with that. Dice tray is there. That's fine. That's fine. I think the real key here is that the HUD needs to go away. Okay. So let's go into the script to get rid of the HUD. It's going to break a bunch of things. Probably. Yes. Okay. We should... How would be the best way to control that? We should probably have a signal. Okay, so the rolling dice, update stats. Okay, so we broke a bunch of things. No, it does not. It's random on the side. One of the things I want to try and do this next week is implement the scene that would allow you to modify, basically raise and lower individual faces. So you can like rebalance the die if you wanted to. So you want to like risk it all. So sometimes you'll get like really big hits on vigor or something like that. You put most of your points on one face. So then like 1 in 6 times you're going to get like a massive hit. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're figuring out who should own, how should we handle updating the maximum armor? We are also probably not going to, let's see here, what other data do we have in this thing right now? We have that, we have maximums, we have modifiers that I don't use. Those could literally go away right now. I'm actually going to get rid of them right now. Not declared. Let's see here. And then what's here? This is a terrible way of doing things. Holy smokes, I was going fast. Check actions, okay. Get stat total. Am I crazy? Calc stat. Okay, so let me see here. We're never going to have a modifier on stats, is what I'm basically deciding. We can get other things there. Okay. Press one key, break all the code. Yeah, that's very true. Side thought, one of the Mario Party games allows character specific. Yeah, that's yeah. I've been thinking about all sorts of modifiers there. Okay, so one of the problems that I have right now is that my globals have some very silly things here. That'll break the dice. I don't want to break the dice yet. Break one thing at a time, Richard. Okay. Yeah, we'll have stat change. And then I think I just am going to have oh yeah, type. Dot and then there. And I think that should do it. So it is recognizing that as an enum. So we do have the grace and whatnot being... Oh, that's the sides of the dice. So that does make sense. Did I delete all the HUD updates? And I'm pretty sure I just immediately did the thing that I probably shouldn't have done. Stat, what did I call it? Just stat change. Emit. Vigor. Not vigor, okay. And then I'm not even sure why I have that total stats value there. We might get rid of that. Okay. And then we'll go along here. This is asking for me to accidentally do something stupid. So we'll come back and fix all these before I forget. Vigor, erase. Then come on. I had a long time trying to figure out what would be good. I can't remember what I had as I had something different than clarity originally. I can't remember what it was. One thing equals mega mortis. Yeah, right. You are correct there. Okay, so there's one thing that changes here. Okay, HUD armor value. Okay, so we'll just make some. Would that make sense? Do I want to have HP? I don't think I actually want to have HP. I'm going to move current armor out of this. Maybe I should leave it right where it is. Regardless, we need to probably have a health change. Do we want to be updating things more often? I guess is really the question. This is sloppy. I need to fix this. Yeah, what a terrible way of doing things. Okay. This one I need to figure out how to handle. That is changing. That will happen on its own. Yeah, so this is like basically a starting a turn, rolling dice. Okay. If out of moves in the player turn. So this is the one that's slightly different. So let's do this. We're gonna go back to the multi-move strategy. Oh no. Whoop, how did I do that? Is it Alt-Shift-K? How the heck do I get rid of this thing? Hold on. Oh, I could be right. Excellent. That's very irritating. How do I uncomment things? To manually go through here and delete everything like some kind of a noob. Okay. So that's not ideal, but that should at least kind of work. Oh, man. So if the player owns all the data about the player, but doesn't handle the HUD, do I need to add or remove anything else here? Because it handles what the player looks like, it handles the dice that belong to the player, it handles the stats. Me when I write, yeah. That's, yeah. The thing about writing is that, you know, a human is reading it. Usually you can at least figure out what you were trying to do. When you're writing code, a machine is supposed to read it. They're a lot more picky. And then if you go back and read what you were trying to tell a machine to do, oftentimes you just go, what the heck was I don't even understand what I wrote. Even this, I'm like, I've made quite the jumbled rat's nest of data. Level of quality we all strive for. This is like high quality for a game jam, I want to say. Okay, so let's just kind of segment some of our stuff here, which is these are derived stats. I should probably just make a signal. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to make a player health change. And we're going to make that be max. These probably could all be ints, but for now, can be floats. Okay. So I'll just have that emit every single time. It'll probably be emitted more than I needs to be, but I don't think that's like a real big deal. And I can either handle that. Yeah, I'll just check. If you're at 0 oleum, then we'll have the game essentially watch for that. So the dice can emit their own values. It works. Yeah, I know, right? You can't, Sword Rush, I can't tell if the "am I stupid" joke is directed at my own tendency to say that, or if that's just an accurate statement about everybody who's doing something semi-creative. Creative work is definitely challenging in its own way, in the sense that it's like you're sort of wandering through the forest here. Okay, so I despise the way that I did these faces, but I think I literally could have just had an array, and then I just made the array of faces. Yeah, see, this is stupid of me, but I'm not going to do that because it'll break all of them and I have to remake them. There's just no need. There's no reason to do it right now. What the heck is call sound? Oh, collision sound. Okay. Not in love with the collision sound as it stands. Facing array is the values of those. Rolling forces. Okay, that's to make sure that you get good feeling rolls whenever you roll the die. Current face value. Okay, and we need to have an emit signal, and we need a die type. Okay, cool. What should we call it? Should we be like the face landed? We'll just call it. Wait, do I already have current face? I have current face value. Okay, cool. I don't think I have current face. Nope. Okay. Then what's the value? Die type. Cool. All right. Is moving. Okay. First attack check. Okay. This is pure gore. Don't look at that. We're going to give it slightly less of an upward force on rolling. That's something I've been meaning to do. This is all just tweaking the rolls and how they feel. current clarity, globals. Okay. Oh. So if on a check roll, found face, if the Y face is negative, okay, I think. Okay, I don't actually want to do that there. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. Because that can change a bunch of times. So. And then we can just have, okay. Okay, so if that's -1, and then this doesn't matter. Hold on. I can kill all that. Am I? Oh, okay. No, I don't even need that. Okay, so I think I can just do this. So I don't even need that. Okay, this is much easier. This is assuming the way I arrange the board and everything else, only one face can ever have something in the negative plane. However, the issue runs into if you have two dice, like if you have a die stacked perfectly on top of another die, it will re-roll it, which I don't know if that feels bad. Some people were a little bit irritable about that, but I don't think I'm going to figure that out. Put the image into the meme channel. Now I'm concerned. What's been going on in chat? Ignorance, and arrogance, and self-loathing. Yes, there you go. How did you? Oh yeah, sure. Are you good enough to have imposter syndrome? Okay, that's really good. I like that. There we go. Well, good. Okay. What were you just asking? It was something. Okay, hold on. Before I get totally freaking off track here. Okay, this vastly simplifies if I did not found face. So it won't stop. It won't say that it's not moving. This is terrible logic. If it is moving, and if it's sleeping, at that point in time, it should just say that it found it. But whatever. I could probably simplify this further, but this is good enough for now. I think that we fixed one of the big screw-ups, which is we don't want to have dice doing things directly. We want to have the dice sending their roll value to the game manager, and then the game is going to say, well, this, or the game instance, and then the game instance is going to say, well, this dice does this thing based on the situation. That's a very good prayer. I'd be curious to if you can find a link to it, Jamie. Okay. So this one's a little bit funny because I put the node that it's tracking on this path follower. So let me see if I can't get this path follower working correctly. Oh, the path follower is part of the skeleton. Come on, where are you? It's got to be somewhere. Is it by its shoulders? Yes, there it is. There. So the progress ratio goes around. So let me zoom out so we can actually see what's going on here. So this is just basically constantly looping around. Round and round it goes forever. It doesn't ping pong, obviously. It just goes around. But that's the trick that I used with that. And then the lantern itself, where the heck are the GPU particles? Am I having a case of extreme stupidity? It's not a point light, is it? Oh, okay. Now I'm scared. I don't know what that is. I'm afraid to mess with it. There's totally a GPU particle. What the heck is it? GPU? Why can't I find that? Why was I too blind to see the dang GPU particle? Now that it comes up when I search for it. Man, I'm having a major case of dumb. Oh, here we go. Okay. Huh. Because it was in with the sprites. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so I have a canvas behind this that maintains a kind of a consistent brightness. So you never get anything. And then what I did here is I took this cloudy texture, which I just made in GIMP, and just kind of, yeah, cheesed it up and then did a few Gaussian filters so it looked more transparent. And then you can create these different like lifetimes for the particles, the amount of particles. That's probably too many, honestly. 12, that's a lot. And with this thing, I was going to try and have a collision so that the smoke would only come out the front ever. But I don't think I'm on compatibility mode so that I can post it to web. And web particle effects do not like collisions very much, from what I can tell, at least with Godot. So it just spawns at a random angle, and then I have it slowly drifting upwards, and I think also forwards. Yeah, that's it. So I basically just have it drifting up in this way, and then I think the scale is, oh, the scale does vary. The color changes over time. Oh, it shrinks over time. So that's what it's saying, is that no, it doesn't. It varies between 0.2 and 0.4 in terms of size. And then let me show you this, because this is pretty cool little thing. So you can set up these gradients, and you just drop different points in here. And then if I wanted to, I could make that whatever, and it'll start having a different shade. But I can also just right click and delete it. So the main thing that I like, and then it just fades away over time, is that curve. Godot is very, very, very simple to use. It just has lots of fiddly bits to get to understand. It reminds me of how Blender used to be before they put training wheels on it and made it usable for normal human beings, which is good that they did, because I've forgotten everything I learned in Blender. But yeah, it's a good one. Glow and things like that are completely off the table for compatibility mode. So it's yeah, I was going to try and have this glow, but yeah, currently the Godot documentation says that it'll work, but it only works with certain browser GPU upgrades and whatnot. So it's like, that's not, we're just not going to mess with it. Whenever I do a full release of this, I'll obviously bump it up. It's not difficult to move it to the nicer settings, and everything will run better and it'll look better. But for now, with the game jam, the most important thing usually is playability, and getting it on as many devices as possible. So, yeah, and I'm really curious to see if I can't fix some of the shader issues with that initial flash there. I don't really want to change anything. Toggle visible. Okay, so that's where I started messing with things. I think it's just upset. It's asked me to save because I changed the position on that follower. Okay. All right, so dice are fixed essentially. The player is definitely not totally fixed, but it's a little better. What can we do in 10-15 minutes that would be moderately interesting to look at and also somewhat useful? Let's create a new 3D scene and try and make ourselves a better dice rolling system. You know, maybe I don't even want Don't save that. Hold on here. All right, let's see if I can't do this. We'll just fire a blender real quick and make a something that's going to be a little bit less prone to catching everything. Let's see here. Let's think about this. We want to have a... Actually, which way is it that it... So we got X. I think that's how we want to design things. So essentially, we've got about this much, kind of like a awkward triangle that we want to do things here. And then we'll subdivide the edges a couple times. Here we'll do that. Do something like this. Something like that, kind of. I think that's generally what we want. Something like that. What is it? No, hold on. Is it just M? There we go. Okay. And then what do we want to do? We want to do something like this. I forget. Is it control? What is the loop? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I think that's enough. Yeah, I think so. And then, oh, no. Create a face. And then do that. I don't know if there's any, is there any reason to have these faces here? I don't think so. Delete faces. Let's And then, before I get too carried away, and then actually, no, I know what I'll do here. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Aha, there we go. Okay. Oh, hold on here. We got some errant vertices. There we go. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember what the loop cut is. Loop? No. K? No, definitely not K. I'm gonna start cutting things I don't want to. Whatever. I'll just start. We got a few more vertices that need to be here. At last, there we go. Okay, all right. Aha, we still have more. That one does not have one. Okay. I'm sure this is really thrilling 3D modeling stuff that you guys are seeing here. Actually, what if I just did everything and beveled it? Yeah, like that. Like, what's that? Like that much? 0.5. We'll do 3 segments. I think that looks good. I completely spaced what we're doing here. I'm making a container to roll the dice inside of that won't get it stuck. Where's the... Show me that. Aha, okay, so... Okay, let me duplicate this. So that I don't accidentally do something stupid. I don't really want a big... Yeah, this is... I'm in cyberspace right now. This is actually the mainframe, Jamie. If you knew anything, you would realize that I'm infiltrating the deep state as we speak. It's a good thing that you're just a normie. So when the CIA comes and takes you to their black site, they'll eventually decide that you don't know anything after being waterboarded for quite a long time in Guantanamo. You'll have to listen to, what is it, Friday by, whatever, It's Friday, that one god-awful song. I don't know, it's like a 2013 meme. It's White Bat Audio. It's the 4-hour cyberpunk dark synth mix. It's one of my favorites. I am just a normie. Good for you. You, oh my goodness. Rebecca Black, there we go. What am I trying to do here? No, that's not what I want. How do I get the stinking mouse cursor to where I'm in the center? Okay. Okay. All right. That's perfectly adequate for what it is. All right. Now, it kills me. There's different hotkeys between Godot and Blender, obviously, and I keep thinking about using the wrong one. So where's the operator, modifier? What in the Galdang? Just give me a Boolean modifier. Yes. Why the heck can I not just choose it? This one. Okay. Now, is that good? And then I want that gone. So now let's see. Are we? What? Okay, that did not work. Hold on. Plane 2. Okay. Okay, good. So we are cutting. We are cutting, so that's good. But which one are we cutting? Okay, so this is, I did it correctly. Okay. Oh no. Put it there for now. All right, so now let's export it as a GLB. Did I do GLB or should I have done GLTF? Good question. Sprites, shaders, music, models. Okay. All right, new inherited scene. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, I know what happened. Let me see if I can, is there a way to like actually make this a plot? Okay, good. Okay, so I think I just needed to hit apply. All right, now I need to export it, GLTF, but only include the selected object. Okay. Here's the dog at the door. All right, let's try this again. so I don't have any strange things there. And then we have a nice clear space there. All right. And if we did something like this and we just made it invisible, we said make unique. And we made that unique. Oops, stop. And we just turned the transparency alpha. Okay. So we won't see any of this. But now we got it. That dog is barking. I'm sure he's rolled his bone underneath the couch yet again. Okay, so this is good enough for what we need for the moment. We're just going to call this roller space, which is not ideal, but whatever. It's good enough. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. I don't know if any of you really were greatly enlightened by my yammering while I did this, but this is going to be, you know, some weeks I'm going to be doing game development. Some weeks I'm going to be playing indie games and whatnot, and then other times just kind of hanging out. Guilty Gearhead, if you're still around, thank you for swinging by. Regardless, it's your waterboard. Be okay with that. Pepper spray. Do your worst, Glowy. Okay. I should have read chat after I was heckling. That's funny. Whew. That's no good. Pepper spray stinks. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming by. Thank you for checking out the new YouTube channel. Obviously, there's a lot to be done still. More things coming. I'm going to be focused primarily on getting the game ready for next week. So that's going to be the lion's share. I'm probably going to revisit the game next week, just show how far it's come. And then I'm probably going to do something that's just relaxing to unwind. So thank you for coming. Skunks, Devaney, Sword Rush, Ryzen Talker, Jamie T, everybody, thank you for swinging by and saying hello. You guys all have a wonderful week. Stay warm, and I will talk to you next Sunday. I just almost hit end stream instead of doing the outro.